Hi, I'm Vera Harris, and I'm 11 years old. Faith has always been one of my top priorities. My mom's been taking me to church since I was a baby. When I was little, I started reading the Bible. I started memorizing verses. At my school, we have a monthly verse we learn. And I just thought this was all so cool, all of the ways that God has blessed people throughout centuries. He has just changed people's lives for the better. And I just think that's so amazing. I chose giving a sermon for my talent because I just love praying. I love public speaking. I love just sharing what's on my heart. Ask anybody. I've always been super talkative, so I just thought doing it for the Lord was a good way to get that out. I worked to make these sermons something that stuck with them, something that they brought home with them, something that they sat at their dinner table and said, "Hey, remember that girl Vera who was doing the sermon? I really liked that. That really stuck with me." And I want them to go home and I want them to think about what I think is really important. Some advice I would give to anybody auditioning for DeLand's Got Talent, no matter what they're doing, is be yourself. Take in ideas from people. If they have an idea that you think is cool, take it in, think about that. But if that's interfering with what you want to do in your heart, go for what you want to do. DeLand's Got Talent is about your talent. It's about you. It's about sharing what you think is a talent, what you think you want to get out to other people. And that's why I'm just so happy to live in this community where I get the opportunity to be in DeLand's Got Talent, because I can share what I think is a cool talent with this amazing community.
And now, welcome to the stage, Vera Lee Harris.
You are not alone. Romans 12:12. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. This verse gives us 3 very important instructions. But is the expectation really that we remain joyful, hopeful, patient, and faithful, all while experiencing pain? That's kind of a big ask, right? Let's break this down together. First, be joyful in hope. When we're joyful in hope, that means we understand that our requests and desires are merely that. They are not demands, so we must not get upset or discouraged when we have to wait, because we know that we are on the Lord's time, not ours, and we know that the Lord will provide. When we reach a fork in the road, God knows we are often tempted to go down Satan's path, but God also knows the path that is going to lead us to him, because if we turn on Satan's path, then God cannot come with us. But when we remain on God's path, we are never alone. Even when we don't feel him or see him, God is always right there, feeling everything you feel, hearing everything you hear, seeing everything you do, and listening to you. Always. You are not alone. Next, be patient in affliction. We tend to associate affliction with severe pain or chronic illness, but it could be so much more than that. Affliction could be physical impairment, mental or emotional distress, injustice, poverty, war, natural disaster, or even oppression. One person who was extremely familiar with being patient in affliction was Job. Job was a popular, God-fearing man who was the spiritual guide of his family. He had 10 children and was very prosperous. But despite his loyalty and righteousness, he was afflicted by God. Satan challenged God, saying that Job was only faithful to him because of his many blessings. But God believed in Job's faithfulness, so he allowed Satan to test him. Job lost all of his livestock and servants, all 10 of his children, and had to suffer with painful boils all over his body. Still, throughout his affliction, Job remained faithful to God. But he couldn't help but wonder, why me? God used these experiences to humble Job and teach him the limits of human understanding. In the end, Job received twice his previous fortune, a new family, and a long, blessed life. And the devil was silenced. The moral of the story is that suffering is not always a punishment. Bad things do sometimes happen to good people. Being patient in affliction means having trust over understanding and knowing that you are not alone. And the final instruction, be faithful in prayer. One of my favorite worship songs is called Waymaker, and there's one line in particular that really stands out to me. It says, even when I can't feel it, you're working. Even when I can't hear it, can't see it, you're working. You never stop working. God never leaves us alone. We are all God's children. Just like you can never leave your own child alone, God will never leave you alone. Romans 12:12 tells us to be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Romans 12:12 tells us to be content while waiting, have trust over understanding,